guys, welcome back to Strong Successful Mail. So for today, I got a great email that was sent from a subscriber. This is my guy. I'm guessing he's probably 22, 23. He's a senior in college. He's got a couple months to go and he's done finally. And he shares his story, how he definitely has the last laugh. And I do mean the last laugh after his girlfriend abruptly dumped him last summer. At the end of their junior year, after finals, she sat him down and basically, boom, dropped him like he meant nothing to her because she wanted to have a wild college experience. In other words, a hose phase, a sausage fest, you name it. And after 2.5 years like that, boom, he's toast. And as you can imagine, definitely bothered him, but he got his life back on track. Fast forward ahead in time, and let's just say that her careless actions did not work out too well for her. And that'll be a great one to go over here, guys, making the point that even though there are times where you can feel like garbage, somebody kicks you to the curb, breaks up with you, divorces you, you can get through it. And frankly, focusing on success, hanging out with your bros and all that really can help you get through it. And I got to point out that a lot of times the actions of the person that does you wrong really will do them in, and you'll get to sit back and watch it all happen live and have the last laugh. So it starts up. Oh yeah, by the way, I got to mention something real quick, guys. I'm sure you noticed the last few weeks I haven't done as many videos. Well, I've been having some drama, if you will, with YT, and it appears that that's done now, and you'll have a lot more regular content. But believe me, it's getting old. I got to tell you that. But fortunately, this is why I have 2 additional channels which I can post other videos on. If there's ever any issues here, or if there's an issue there, I can post more on here. So, just let you know what's been going on. So his story starts off saying, hey SSM, thanks again for doing everything that you do for us guys on YouTube. Your videos definitely helped me through a tough year. This is a story that backs up what you say about never accepting the friend zone, and success is truly the best revenge. You're darn right about that, amigo. My ex, who I will call Tracy, we started dating in the 2nd semester of our freshman year. We really clicked from the beginning, and I thought that I really hit the jackpot. Yeah, a lot of guys think that until they realize they did not hit the jackpot. She was definitely what I consider to be an 8 in the looks department. Fit, great boobs and butt, pretty face, and wasn't into all that progressive feminist BS. She also came from a good family who instantly took me in. Aside from good looks, she was also smart and was definitely going somewhere in life, at least at that time. Well, during the last 2.5 years we were together, there were very few fights. Even then, they were more like spats that we quickly resolved. We had good communication and, of course, regular SCX. As far as she told me, she'd only been with 3 guys, and given how things went, it is certainly possible that was the case. I have a very hard time believing that prior to you, when she was 19, only 3 guys. I mean, it's possible, and maybe it is true given what happens later on in this story, I don't know, but regardless. By the end of our junior year, when we were both 21 years old, I really thought this could be my future wife. I certainly wasn't planning on getting married or even proposing anytime soon, but the thought definitely entered my mind. Naturally, there were jokes from both of our families, but it never fazed either one of us, or so I thought. Okay, 2.5 years with her. She's pretty, she's cool, the stars are aligned, if you will. He's thinking, what could go wrong? She could be my future wife. I'm glad to hear you weren't actually thinking about proposing or anything dumb like that. And it's good you didn't. Then D-Day arrived when Tracy dropped the bomb on me. We just finished up our finals and were on our way to becoming seniors when she wanted to talk. We went out to eat, and she told me that she never got to have the wild college experience that she thought she would. She claimed that she never expected to meet a guy like me and settle down so quickly, and now regrets not having the fun that her friends did. Oh, for God's sakes, here we go. She didn't get to have her hose phase. She met you. You had a seemingly great relationship, at least you thought on your part. Clearly there weren't any signs that you thought there were problems, but because her friends are being wild and getting down with Chad and Tyrone, she felt she was missing something. They really do screw up good things. That sucks, man. I'm sorry to hear that. Well, even though I was blindsided and definitely hurt, I tried to remain calm and reason with her. There's no reasoning with her, dude. To no surprise, SSM, there was no reasoning with her. As you said many times, logic and reason are 2 very different languages. Yeah, or like logic and communicating with somebody that goes by their emotions. You're not going to talk her out of it. So just like that, after the so-called great 2.5 years that I was in with her, it was over in an instant. I asked her if there was another guy, and she assured me there wasn't. But she wanted to be free her senior year. She then said the classic, "We can still be friends," which honestly made me sick. Of course, she can go have her fun, whatever that may be. We can all speculate there. And she keeps you around on layaway until she gets bored and gets tired of it or who knows what, and then, take you back. Yeah, no thanks. Never accept the friend zone. I told her that after what we've been through, we cannot be just friends. I said, I hope it's all worth it, and I walked out. Good for you, brother. Good, I applaud you. Your heart's being ripped out, and I'm sorry for that, but you handled it right. You walked the hell out, and no, we can't be friends. I mean, seriously, that'd be torture for you. Well, SSM, I like to say that I walked out of there and never thought about her again, but that would be total bullshit. I went out to my car and definitely cried for a while. Dude, there was no shame. At least she didn't see it. Thankfully, I parked far away and she didn't see it. I really did think that we had a great thing going, and I never saw any of the classic signs of her losing interest or cheating. It was like one day she was in love with me, and the next day I was nothing to her. Well, the thing is, I'm sure there were signs you just probably didn't know what to look for. No offense. Or she just was very good at covering it up. Or just, you just thought it was so good. Why would you think there'd be a problem, But they can drop a guy like that and not care. 2.5 years you're with her. You got along great with her family. You said they took you in. And like that. Just for the hose phase. I mean, it's possible, and I don't know, that she could have been cheating, had another guy in mind. They usually don't get rid of a guy until they have a replacement or, you know what I mean? But what's done is done. Well, to no surprise, that was a shitty start to my summer. When I told my parents, they were almost as shocked as I was. My mom tried to say that it's a phase, and maybe you'll get back together next year. No thanks, Mom. Even though part of me wanted her back, there was no way I was going to go back to her after she dropped me like that, and clearly won't be the same girl after what I could only imagine be her wild college experience. I was hurt, but I was done with her. Good for you, man. Very good. Yeah, I'm sure deep down there was some part of you thinking that, but why would you want somebody back that threw you away like nothing, like garbage? And clearly, you know what she's going to be doing. Why would you want that? And your mom is obviously trying to make you feel better, but no, you don't want her back. It says here, a few days after the talk, she texted me out of the blue to see if I was doing okay. Well, that's nice. I felt no need to respond like a boyfriend would, so I responded the next day and only said, I'm doing great. She immediately responded trying to get me to agree to be friends again, and I shot her down. Good for you. Of course, she wants to keep you on layaway, dude. I told her that I appreciate if she didn't message me anymore. After that, I blocked her and everything, and to my knowledge, she didn't try to reach out. Good. Dude, you are light years ahead of most guys. And I know, obviously, at some point you're going to get my channel recommended to you. You're doing great. Why waste your time with her? After that, I spent my summer working at an internship that I had been looking forward to. My friends kept me busy with hanging out some nights and weekends, and I also went to the gym a few days a week with one of my buddies to blow some steam. That's what you do, man. Purpose. Your internship to help you get somewhere, get that experience. Hang out with your brothers, the gym. Yes, all that. That was helpful, but I'd be lying if I said I was doing great. Not long after the news of my breakup, my lifting partner Brian recommended your channel. He'd been watching you for a while after his brother recommended you for a similar reason. Word of mouth, guys. A lot of guys found me because of word of mouth, and I appreciate all you guys that tell your buddies about me. And give your Brian a 6-pack for recommending me. Shout out to Brian. Well, I will admit that hearing stories from some dude in his car seemed a bit odd at first, but I got hooked pretty quickly. I will listen to you on the way to work and then on the way home. I must admit that the stories became pretty addictive. Hearing how other guys been through similar shit definitely made me feel better. I also felt pretty good that I did cry. I didn't cry and beg to keep Tracy in my life. I felt like I kept some of my dignity by walking away and not letting her friend zone me while she was clearly trying to keep me around while she hoed around. That's exactly what she was doing. She wanted to go out and have her fun, and then you'd wait around like a good little boy, and she'll take you back. You guarantee it completely shocked her when you walked away. And then, that's good, man. Anyhow, between your videos, my bros, and time I was doing pretty good by the end of the summer. I made a point to shoot down any info that any mutual friends would try to bring up about her. Fortunately, we both lived with our parents during the summer, and I didn't have to see her. That's good. I'm glad you made it clear to your friends and mutual friends, don't bring her up. I don't want to talk about her. I don't want to hear what she's doing. Basically, she's dead to you. Once August came around, I knew it was only weeks before both our senior year would begin, and there was no way I wouldn't see her on campus once classes started up. I was going to be living with my two bros from school who had an apartment, so the living accommodations were good for me. During the first couple weeks of my senior year, I was shocked that I didn't see her. Since I had blocked her and everything and had a rule about not talking about her with friends and mutual friends, I was completely in the dark. I guess you don't go to a massive university or college, and with all the mutual friends and social events and stuff like that, you're bound to see her, but where the hell is she? What's going on? Well, something's up. He says, SSM, I'd like to stop for a moment and say that even though I was curious about her, I really had come pretty far this summer in getting over her. I think because she tossed me away like that, and the reason why she tossed me away, it both pissed me off, made me lose respect for her as a person, so I was getting pretty close to being indifferent. Well, definitely improved. Finally, I asked one of my bros if he'd heard anything about her. He said no, but would ask around covertly and get back to me. Okay, be careful what you wish for. Well, it didn't take too long for him to update me on her situation, and it was not good. Apparently, after the breakup, she went on a girls' trip to the Caribbean. That began what was, as you can imagine, as making up for lost time for her wild college experience. Then on many weekends, she was living it up in bars, clubs, etc. She also went on a cruise with 6 other friends in July. While my friend chose his words carefully, he definitely implied she was quite active. Naturally, what do you think she was doing the whole time? She wasn't just doing shots and all that. She was, up to her eyeballs in a sausage. I'll admit that even though I definitely have come a long way, the thought of what she was doing both pissed me off and made me a bit sick. Again, this was a pretty good girl who I'd been with for years, and I thought I might marry one day. How many guys think that they had that good girl until she proved that she wasn't that good girl? After the rundown of her summer, the real news came out. There was a reason I hadn't bumped into her as of yet. She was, wait for it, pregnant. In all her wild college experiences, she somehow managed to get knocked up and didn't return to the school year. This really made me feel sick, but at the same time, I couldn't help but laugh out loud too. Yeah, man. Look, when she threw away a great guy like you, a future, just to behave like these gals, and look what happened. Boom. She gets knocked up. I know her family, and there was no way that she was not going to keep the child. So she threw away her plans and bright future for some stupid fun, and now she has a kid on the way. And oh yes, PSSSM, apparently, according to my friends, she doesn't know who the father is. Holy crap. What a mess. After spending the summer getting over her and listening to countless videos, I couldn't believe that this was my story. Man, I dodged a big one. You certainly did, man. After the shock wore off, I decided right then and there that my best revenge was A, I'm going to do great this school year and have it put me in the right direction for my life. And B, never let some short-term fun screw up my life like she did. That's right. Success is the best revenge. The best thing you could have done is just kept doing what you're doing, focusing on school, getting yourself ready so that you graduate and get yourself a good job. Hopefully, you don't have to wait too long. Have fun with your buddies, good memories, take care of yourself in the gym. She screwed herself. I mean, somebody screwed her. Lots of guys screwed her, and look what she has to deal with. SSM, that all went back down in September, and I'm now a couple months from graduating, and I'm light years better than I was before. This was a great senior year. My grades are great, and I've been hanging out with my bros, and I look forward to really starting my life after graduation. Congratulations, man. See, you did it. As for Tracy, oh good, the good part here. From what I've heard, she's due in May and has blown up like a blimp. I haven't seen her since she broke up with me at the restaurant. I've had a few calls from numbers I don't know, but there were never any messages. Given how your stories go, I would not be surprised at all if one day she shows up at my door with a kid begging for a second chance. I can assure you if that happens, I will slam the door on her. Thanks again for everything you do and help me get through a very tough time, Sean. Sean, you've done a very good job, man. I mean, it can happen to any of us. You obviously were a good boyfriend to her and everything, and boom, she threw you away just so she can be like the rest of her friends. And look what happened to her, you know? And even yet, she doesn't even know who the father is. Can you imagine the parents? And I'm sure that they were probably giving her a word or two. But right there, her life's never going to be the same again. And you know what? She's not your problem. And yes, it is a possibility that she will show up at your door one day, or some of her friends will start reaching out to you. There'll be a blitzkrieg of guilt-tripping you and shame and all that. Don't fall for it. Boom, slam the door. Just make sure, it doesn't hit the kid. But great job of getting over her. I like the fact you really handled yourself well. Very well. Light years ahead of most guys. But I like the fact that you're honest with us, admitted, yeah, you cried, and yeah, you were hurt, because guess what? We're not all made of iron here, and you obviously cared about her deeply. But, bro, my recommendation is keep doing what you're doing. And I would avoid, you got your whole life, if you're a relationship guy, you were, I don't know if you still are, you got plenty of time. Once you get out of school, get that job, begin your career, whatever that may be. You didn't really mention that. And I want you to make that your sole purpose for a while. Busting your tail, learning your trade, your skill, whatever the hell your career is, whatever that line of work may be, get really good at it and move up in the world, save money, invest money, get things going, and later on you can deal with the gals. In the meantime, keep watching my channel and you're going to be all right. As for her, yeah, she threw it away, but not your problem. And by the way, if she ever reaches out to you, we definitely want to hear about it. All right, guys, that's it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. If you like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe. I'll catch you next time.